Warning, I do stutter a lot in this video, and my hairline is not that straight. Do not roast me in the comments. Enjoy the video. What up guys, boy Living Like James here. We're going to be doing a Cars 3 review, alright? So I have my notes right here. We're going to be doing a review right now. Let's get into the intro. And so before we start this video, I want to make sure everybody don't get spoiled. There's going to be spoilers in this movie, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't watch it. Just click off and then come back after you see the movie or something like that. In the beginning, Lightning was in a race, and at the time he was getting older and older, so there has to be new cars that come around later in time. So later in time, a bunch of new cars start coming, and then they start beating Lightning. Every race, there's someone new. But in the first race we saw in the movie, some guy named Storm came and beat a record. He beat Lightning and beat a record. So Storm was talking to Lightning before that race, and he was saying that he looked up to him and all that. Or it was after the race, I think. He said he looked up to him. Now he's better than him. And then now Lightning, he's mad about that. So in the next few races, he was getting beat by more and more people because they're rookies and they're faster because they're new cars. Lightning is just a regular car from years ago. He's still an old car, so he was getting beat by people, or cars, every single race. More and more races, he was getting beat. And then it caused him to push himself too hard in one race. He was pushing himself too hard, he was going too fast, and then his tire popped. And then that's what caused the crash. If you've seen the trailer, that's when he went into that trash. I said trash. So after he went into that crash, he was taking off. Like, a lot of people thought it was the end of his career. A lot of people thought that. So that would cause him to be in like a depressed mode. He would go into his garage where Doc used to be. If you know Doc from in the Cars movie, in the regular Cars movie. So he was in that garage. He was just sad, and he would look at his like awards, and he would just be sad and all that stuff. And then Sally, his friend, she came in and started talking to him, and she started telling him like, you decide when your career is over. And then he was like, he was still sad. And of course he's gonna be sad. He just lost, you know, and he's used to winning, and someone beat his record. So eventually she's convinced him to come into the race. And then to get out the garage and go and practice to go into another race the next season. So Mater and everybody just started helping him out, giving him new paint and things like that. And then he went to this new and improved gym. Basically a gym for cars, treadmills and all that stuff, because his friends gave up their company and gave it to this dude. And then they got this big building full of treadmills, simulations. What Storm uses, the guy who beat Lightning, what he uses, they have all types of stuff like that. So Lightning goes in there, he's like, wow. And there's like a billboard of all of his awards and different things like that. So he's like, wow. And then he wanted to go on a simulation. But Cruz, another main character in this movie, she is the trainer of the gym. She's a trainer, so she's helping all these different people on the treadmill, all these different cars on the treadmill. And then she told Lightning he can't go on a simulator yet. He's not ready. So, you know, Lightning, he wants to just get good and then go back in the race. But he didn't know, he never done a simulation before, so he didn't know what was gonna come. So he was just trying to rush. She's like doing yoga and stuff, like, come on, like, and just like doing a bunch of stuff. And then he's not feeling it. He doesn't want to do that. So he's like, all right, I'm not gonna do any of this stuff. I'm just hurry up and go on the simulation. So he goes on the simulation. He was out of control. He was going through buildings and different places and flying outside the simulator. It was crazy. And then, as you know, he got tired of it. So so the simulation was a little box, and then it hooked onto your tires. So he just took off his tires. He's like, no, I'm done. And then just flew right into the TV, the monitor. So that wasn't good. So Cruz, the new character, she tries her best to help Lightning. Lightning wants to go old school. He's done with the simulation, all that. He wants to go old school, and then just be racing or practicing on the dirt and the beach and stuff. So Cruz tried her best to help him. So she does that for him. Just goes out and just start doing that. And then next thing you know, she's not even able to do it. She's not used to that. She's a new racer. She doesn't do that, but he's an old racer, so he does that. And then they're just doing that. And then eventually, it wasn't working out for him. It wasn't working out at all. And then later in the movie, it just caused them to go into a derby because he was seeking more and more practice. Wasn't really working out for him. And then it caused him to go into a derby because he was seeking more practice. And then he didn't know it was like a demolition derby. He was looking for a regular place to race, race. He was looking for a regular race, but it was a demolition derby. So that caused a whole bunch of stuff to go wrong. People getting hit. He almost got hit. Cruz almost got hit, and then they won eventually somehow. If you see a movie, you know how. But then Lightning's still mad because he can't get any good practice. He had a demolition derby. He didn't want that. He failed on the simulation. He couldn't do anything right on the beach. So basically, it was just not going well, and he only had a certain amount of time to get better and get good, so he can beat Storm. Cause Storm is beating records non-stop. He just beating a bunch of records, and Lightning has to get to that standard so he can beat Storm. But he's not getting any good practice, so he's just mad. He's furious. And Cruz over here talking about her trophy she got from the derby. He's just like, come on, man, I'm losing. So eventually they start going back and forth, and then he yells at her and say you will never understand how I feel because you never won a race. So she's sad. She alright, start backing up and stuff, and then she goes into a backstory how she looked up to Lightning and she liked Lightning and he was a role model for her, and how he used to motivate her to race. So she went into a race, and she's actually pretty fast, but she went into a race and she was too scared. She was afraid of the new racers, because there's a bunch of new racers coming, so she's afraid of them. So caused her to back down, not even race, and then she became a trainer. So she's like, hey, I looked up to you, and I didn't know you was like this. So he's all sad, and then calls them to her to drive away. Then he's like, oh, I shouldn't have did that, I feel bad. And then he calls her, and then they made up, whatever. They didn't care anymore. Then they went to this saloon where all old timers at, Doc's friends, and he went to Doc's coach. I think it was Doc's coach. So he went to Doc's coach, and then he was getting trained from Doc's coach. So they were just training Lightning. Doc's coach was training Lightning McQueen, and they had Cruz dress up as Storm, so that it would motivate Lightning to go faster. And then eventually, he was getting faster and faster. He was. I think he was fast enough. I think he was. I think they clocked it and he was fast enough. But my memory's not that good on that. But then they went to the race. It was race time. The truck came in. He was like, it's time to go. It's time to go to the race in Florida. It's time to go. So then they traveled out. They had to go to Florida. So Now it's time to race. He's in this truck. He's like, all right, speed. You know that little thing that they do. So now it's time for him to race. He's all the way in the back. So he's in the back. He has to race through all these new racers. There's like no more racers like Lightning. There's no more racers like him because they all just retired because they're just getting beat. They were like, all right, I'm done. Only person that was left was Lightning. So he's like, all right, let me represent. And so he started going past all these new racers. They're all like, Lightning, like what? So he was going past them, pass. And then he was getting closer and closer to Storm. So when he got closer and closer to Storm, he was like, all right. He looked at Cruz. He called back Cruz because the some manager for Lightning's the building I was talking about. The manager, he told Cruz, leave. You're just a trainer. Bye. And then Lightning called her back and said, get ready. And then when he got to the pit stop, he went to the pit stop. And then when he went to the pit stop, he told her go in. He told her go in. And then he told his crew to paint Lightning's number on, and then she went in. She didn't want to, but she went in. Cause he remembered when she told him about her backstory, about how she was too scared to race. But then he was like, all right, this is your chance. Because Lightning's getting older and he's going to retire soon. So he told her to go in. So she go in, just go. She's zooming because she's fast. She's zooming. And then she was getting closer to Storm. She was really close to Storm. And then she knows she's right behind Storm. He's like, nope. He's like blocking her from getting past. And then she gets right beside him. And then they're neck to neck. The thing is coming. So the line is coming. So they're right next to each other. Then Storm pushes her against the wall. He goes up. And then she goes up. And then she just like does that move that flips over him. And then just wins the race. So that's basically the whole movie right there. I just told you basically the whole movie right there. How I feel about the movie? The movie was good. I liked the movie. Throughout the whole movie, I loved it. The ending was kind of like because I wanted Lightning to finish the race. That's how I felt. That's how I felt about the movie. I know a lot of people may not agree. They like Cruz, but I like Lightning. I wanted him to win the race for himself and beat Storm because Storm was talking a lot of work. So I wanted him to beat him. But it's a good idea to put Cruz in because she's new, and they wanted Lightning to be like Doc and be like the coach. So it's a nice idea, but I feel like I really wanted to have Lightning win that race. So it was a good idea. That's basically how I felt about it. If I had to rate this from a 1 through a 10, I'll give it about an 8. About an 8 because it wasn't super. I just like the ending took it out. Like I never liked the ending that much, but throughout the whole movie it was good. So I'll give it about 8, 8.5. So that's my rating for the movie. And that's about it. That's it for this review. I hope you guys like this review. Hope you guys like this review. And then, yeah. So I'm gonna see Spider-Man Homecoming July 7th. So I'm gonna do a review on that movie. So y'all stay tuned for that because I'm gonna do a review on that movie. If you like this review, put in the comments, like, subscribe, do all that. If anything you wanted me to change with the review, if you want to make it shorter, make it longer, just let me know in the comments. Let me know everything in the comments. I don't care what you say. Just say something that if it helps me or if you want me to change something, just let me know and I will do that. That's it, guys. I hope you guys liked the review. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys.